Hi, Randy.
Hi, Carly. So wonderful to be here with you today.
Fantastic to meet you. What a great inspiration you are.
As are you. Wonderful
Oh,
work.
well, I'm here today, Randy, to talk with you about your incredible movement, Project Happiness.org, and really just get to understand a little bit about you, the person, behind this amazing creation. And if you wouldn't mind, I've got a few questions to ask you.
Love it. Thanks.
Okay. So my first question for you, Randy, is what is the earliest memory that you have of wanting to help someone or something and knowing that you could act on it, knowing that you had that power to act on it?
Yeah, I think from a very young age, even as a child going through school, I always had the desire, and I don't know where it came from, but a desire to help students or other young people realize their passions or their dreams. It was almost like a fantasy that wouldn't it be great if one day I could help some students or get through school, find their passions, realize their dreams. And that seed of an idea has never left me. It's just kind of shown up in different forms.
Mm. So in effect, that was your passion as a young person. Your passion was to help others find their passion, which is very a wonderful quality to have. Um, okay, amazing. So fast forwarding then to the idea of Project Happiness. What how do you go from thinking about this idea to actually putting the practical wheels in motion?
Yeah. Well, I had never even imagined that I would be doing what I'm doing today, because it wasn't sort of an intentional plan that this is what I'm going to do and these are the steps that I'm going to take. Um, Sometimes life has plans for you
Yes,
and you
exactly.
discover them along the way. And
Yeah.
this was one of those things. So
Oh,
um, when my teenager was going through a really tough time, I was, you know, wanting to help and looking for resources that could be of help. And every book or magazine that I found useful just did not resonate at all. So
okay.
then I started, you know, asking experts, looking around, and was shocked to discover that depression is the greatest cause today of human suffering, of disability worldwide. And that's for every age. So I wanted to do something that kind of birthed that, idea. Number one, I knew that it was pressing and critical. I knew that in my own family, and then discovering that this was a global thing, it was like, what could I do? What could I do? So my background was film, and that became the first step.
So effectively that was like a platform for you to use for the greater good, really.
Yeah, it started out, I didn't know if it would just be a little personal project, but um, there seemed to be some energy behind it. And one thing led to the other, and I just kind of followed that. And, through a series of serendipitous events, I have to say, um, that led me to the Dalai Lama, the different
Yeah.
students in different countries, and that's how it began.
Yeah. Amazing. Wow. So Do you think that your outlook and your values for life, family, community, um, were always the same? Or has what you've achieved, what you've created and achieved, kind of altered anything for you, or just expanded your core beliefs?
Yeah, I think I would have to say it expanded
Yeah.
my core beliefs, because nothing has changed in what I believe in, but um, the circumstances have created a larger platform, a larger way of communicating with other people, because I think so many of us share these same beliefs and values. We want the best for our children. We want the best wellness and health and vitality for each other. We want to lift each other up. So I just feel very fortunate that all these things kind of came my way, and
Yeah.
I was um, A, lucky, but B, also open, because I think we have clues around us all the time,
Yeah.
signs, clues. But if we can see them, be open to them, that's when something can gain momentum.
Great. And yeah, exactly. My next question for you actually was, did you face any challenges along the way since creating Project Happiness? But from what you're saying, it sounds like it's a case of law of attraction almost. If you're putting a
Yeah.
vibe out there, it just sort of gets momentum. But were there challenges?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
Just like anything in life, there are always challenges, and I think it depends on how we meet them. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
so I think I have learned a lot through the project in terms of the things that we teach to children in school. Are there the same things that the same principles for people of any age? Like, what type of mindset will you adopt? A fixed mindset that keeps you stuck and limited, or a growth mindset, which allows you to think that, if you work at something, um, you will progress, things will open up. Even something that can be seen as a failure, you actually makes you stronger, you know? So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Right. Amazing. So just two more questions for you, Randy.
of course.
You mentioned that we can sort of educate from childhood, these opportunities and options we have of how to view life. But say, for example, you come across someone who may never have had that original option. How do we re-educate people, if you like, because obviously our childhood and our growth, our experiences all contribute to where people are at today, now, in their thoughts
Yeah.
and their life.
Yes, and you know that so well, and working with all the emotional issues and the body issues and the trauma and so on. Yeah, so I think there are many modalities, and you know one that we use is to introduce to people the concept that they have choices in their life.
Yeah.
Choices are so, even to think that you have a choice. So, for example, happiness is a choice, because even there are so many people that are suffering today from anxiety and depression. I think we all know people in our lives that are caught up in that. But at the same time, the neuroscience shows that as we repeat practices, intentional practices,
Yeah.
we can actually change our neural pathways. We can change our brains, you know?
Yeah.
So on our social media, for example, we have Mindful Monday, Gratitude Tuesday, Wednesday
Oh,
Wellness, Thoughtful
fantastic.
Thursday, Freedom Friday, to let go of those limiting beliefs, Social
Absolutely.
Saturday. Yeah, and it goes on. So that's every week, every day, people get these prompts and some of the science behind it. And we have people from around the world that are telling us it has changed their lives. And we have the curriculum that goes into schools. So we
Incredible.
teach these things. For example, the work on mindset from Carol Dweck from Stanford. Wonderful book, by the way. We teach it to kids, but we change the language. Your fixed mindset is your inner meanie that tells you you're stuck. And your growth mindset is your inner friend that tells you anything is possible. So you have young kids telling each other, don't listen to your inner meanie, listen to your inner friend.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I think children, they're like sponges, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think, my belief is that we all start as pure joy. That's how we begin life. And really it's about reconnecting with, our true self is joy, isn't it? So
100%. 100%. I agree with you 100%.
and so it's really like allowing people to tap into what they already have inside,
Right.
regardless of what's happened in their life or what's going on in their life. Fantastic. And I really want to know, Randy, what it was like to meet the Dalai Lama. How did you feel when you experienced his presence?
Well, I'll give you two stories. One, when I saw him on stage for the first time, and he was doing, asking people to close their eyes and meditate on compassion, right? And he was standing at the edge of the stage, and I opened my eyes for a moment, looked at him, and I could not only see the compassion on his face, but I could feel like the field of compassion, an energetic field that was so present. It brought tears to my eyes. It was so powerful. And then meeting him in person with the students from the Project Happiness documentary, everyone was nervous. They were agitated. They were little anticipating. When he walked into the room, it's like something shifted. There was just a whole different vibe of peace and openness and joy. It was, I can't even put it to words, but it was really powerful.
So it's like he's obviously admitting that, again, by the power of practice and repetition,
Yes.
He's obviously
Yes.
admitting that beautiful, peaceful, compassionate energy.
Yeah.
And it's exuding out of him,
Yeah, it's real. You can't be in a room with him and not feel it.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the thing is, we all have that capacity if
absolutely. Yeah.
we make the choices to, do those kinds of practices and really make it a priority in our lives. Anyone can.
And that, yeah. Do you think that comes down to people's kind of, I guess, ideas of self-worth and lack of self-worth, or experiences that have stunted people and made them doubt themselves, or in concept of fear, which we know does not exist,
Yeah.
Fear does not exist, but we hold on to these things, don't we, as humans? So it's sort of it is just I guess, helping ourselves develop and being free from those attachments.
Exactly. And just to know that, like you said, it's returning to our true selves. So it comes back to the idea of having a choice. Do I really want to buy into this? Am I really stuck? Is it true? And then if that little crack, through that little crack of possibility, that's where your work comes in. That's where our work comes in. It's just a huge opening for people to reconnect with their true, authentic selves.
Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Randy.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely privileged to be able to speak to you today. And you've got all the information on your website, projecthappiness.org. And
Yes.
people can access the Project Happiness through Facebook with all the fundraising and the events and the news through Facebook, I take it?
Yes, through Facebook, Project Happiness, and also our website. And I just want to invite everyone to take part in something really fun. What we are doing right now is a virtual race for wellness, and it's a way to get active in the name of mental health. And basically do a month of fitness, register on the website. And it could be yoga, it could be walking, it could be running, it could be whatever helps you. And then you just log in your miles or your hours. And every sign up supports our programs in Project Happiness. It helps
I'll be signing up to that.
Oh,
definitely.
yay!
And it's so important, isn't it? Because you've got to hold yourself accountable. But sometimes that's half the problem. We have the conversations in our head, and then we kind of let things slip. But if you're coming together as a community like this, you can kind of feel like you're part of a bigger thing, and you can hold yourself accountable, and go forward and actually achieve incredible things. So.
Exactly. And you are part of a bigger thing. I mean, this is a global thing. We have people from Scotland to Australia to Costa Rica, all participating, grabbing their friends, grabbing teams, and devoting their month to getting active in the name of mental health. So, and any registration supports our programs at Project Happiness, so we can share this with more kids all around the world. And it's just so exciting. It starts September 15th. To October 15th. So this is, think of it as your month. This is your time to devote to your self-care and do it with a friend, and know that you're making a difference for kids around the world. So
absolutely beautiful. So that's the wellness race. September the 15th for a month. And you can register through Facebook or projecthappiness.org. It was fantastic to speak to you. I'm Carly Chamberlain. I've been reporting for Wellness TV News today, and I'm just so privileged and honored to have had this opportunity to talk to you, Randy.
I feel the same way, Carly. Thank you so much.